Hey guys, it's Kat and I'm back today to talk about my empties. Now, I thought I did my empties a month ago, and when I was looking back to see, okay, did I do it late in the month? Did I do it early in the month? I realized I didn't do them. I think the last time I did an empties was mid-Feb. So this is my sort of Feb to March empties. And I'm in a bit of a different setting. This is actually where we filmed the makeup breakup. I just couldn't be bothered moving cameras and stuff, so I'm just sitting here at my table, but I've got my empty products to talk about. So what I pretty much do is I go through the products that I've used up in the last 6 weeks, and I talk about the products that I will, whether I will repurchase them or if I won't, and why I will or why I won't. So I don't know how many products are in here. What I'll do as well at the end is I'll tally up how much value in Australian dollars this roughly is. So and then I'll sort of keep a running tally throughout the year, and I'm going to also keep a tally of how many items I use up. Ignore my computer, that's probably Haley messaging me. So yeah, I'm going to keep like a list. So I'll list all the products that I talk about today in the description box in case I run through them too quickly or you missed a name or something, but I am planning on tallying them all up throughout this year so I can know roughly how much product I've used up throughout this year, and then also roughly know how many products of each kind of category I use up, because I think that's really helpful when it comes to looking at purchasing makeup and skincare and hair care, because I know that I'm really guilty of if there's a sale, I'll just like go nuts and buy a bunch of stuff, and then I kind of go, yeah, but do I need that much stuff? So I think this year for empties, I'm trying to see it as a bit of research as well as talking about the products that I like and don't like after using them up completely. All right, let's talk about some baby wipes. I like both of these baby wipes. I've got the Curash ones, which I think I finished some last time I did a empties as well, and I've got the Huggies ones. They're both really great and they're both really cheap. I like to buy this one in like a 3-pack. I go through them quite quickly because I tend to use my hands a lot with makeup, so I'll pump foundation and concealer on the back of my hand, I'll squeeze my eyebrow product on the back of my hand, sometimes I'll wipe off brushes on the back of my hand, and so when I'm doing my makeup I like to grab a baby wipe and just kind of like keep my hands clean. Sometimes I'll use them to like spot clean a little bit, so we also use them in the makeup breakup if we're like wiping down tables often, or if we're wiping swatches off our arms, we sometimes use baby wipes. So I do tend to use a lot of baby wipes instead of makeup wipes, because I find makeup wipes are a lot more expensive, and because I don't actually use them on my face, I'm not that fussed about. I just want them to be like wipes that clean, and baby wipes you get like 80 for a couple of dollars, and you can get like value packs, whereas makeup wipes, they tend to be like 20 or 25 for like $5 or $6, so I don't have time for that, so I just go the baby wipes, and these are both good brands that I would repurchase. All right, this one's a fun one, and by fun I mean a long haul. It's been such a long time. I finally used up my Bioderma, this is a micellar water in the pump bottle, so this is the 500 ml. Now I love Bioderma micellar water, it's the one that I recommend to everyone. There are some cheaper brands out there that do micellar waters, like Garnier for example, and once again, Garnier I would recommend if you're like wiping swatches off your arm, but when it comes to your face, I find that Bioderma is the best. It's not only the brand that created the kind of technology of micellar waters, but they're for sensitive skin and they're designed to not have any fragrance or anything in them, so you can use them to remove your makeup or to cleanse your skin and then not have to then wash off the micellar water, whereas with things like the Garnier ones or some of the other cheaper ones, they actually have a lot of irritating things in it, like cheaper ingredients and like fragrances and stuff, so they're best as a makeup remover but then follow up with a cleanse. Whereas the way I use micellar water is I have a shower at night where I remove my full face of makeup with a double or triple cleanse sometimes. I go to bed all nice and clean, and then I get up in the morning and I use some micellar water on just cotton round just to sort of clean my skin without having to use water. So that's how I use it, and because I do put it on and then leave it on, I prefer to go for a better quality one, and I sort of stock up on these when they're on sale because they're definitely more expensive than the cheaper brands. But I personally think that if you're worried about your skin and you want it to be in good condition, it's worth the extra few dollars. So I'm actually going to keep this bottle, and I might fill it up with a cheaper one that I've got so I can just use it to remove like swatches and stuff. But I have got some backups of Bioderma. I'm currently using the oily skin one. It's got the green lid, but it's in a smaller bottle with the pop cap type thing, not this cool press one. So I'm going to keep the bottle, but that's my little spiel about micellar water. Alright, a cleanser that I definitely will not be repurchasing is the Purity Cleanser from Philosophy. This one I used, okay, this removes makeup really, really well. It says that it's a 3-in-1 cleanser for face and eyes, and it does definitely act like you're using a cleansing oil and then just a normal cleanser, and it has that effect. So it's very, very, very thorough at removing your makeup and cleansing your skin. But it might be too thorough and too harsh for a lot of people. For me, I don't really have sensitive skin at all. I can put, you know, acids on my face and all this kind of stuff and have no reaction. But I used this for a few days and I got contact dermatitis from it. So I stopped using this and I started using it as a brush cleaner. I still didn't love it as a brush cleaner. Yeah, I'm going to steer clear from this. It was not a good product. A product that I do really enjoy and that I do have a backup of is actually the Uemura cleansing oil. This one is the ultimate one, so it's the highest quality one. I think what it is that they've just taken the other oils, because there's a whole different variety of them and they have different purposes, and they've just mixed the 8 into one to get like an everything oil. I think it's a really nice oil. I really love this. I use 1 or 2 pumps. I dissolve my makeup and it does emulsify, so you jump in the shower or you wash your face with warm water, it turns into a milk and it doesn't leave an oily residue. So I love this. I do often follow it up with a cleanser because I wear a lot of makeup, but if you don't wear much makeup, you can just use this as your standalone cleanser. It's very, very gentle. It's really, really great. So yeah, I would recommend this if you are happy to spend a little bit of money on a cleansing oil, because I think it's a really good quality one and they do last a really long time. A Philosophy product that I did quite like was the Renewed Hope in a Jar. This is the night cream. I've used the Renewed Hope in a Jar day cream before and I really enjoyed it, and I also really enjoyed the night cream. I use this sometimes during the day as well and it works really well. It's not too heavy. It is sort of like a thicker moisturizer, but it's very, very basic. It's just a white moisturizer. There's not too much fragrance in it. There's nothing that really like, I don't know, it's just a nice basic moisturizer. But because it is thick but it's not oily, it's more like a gel, I guess. It's not a gel product, but it has that sort of gel light, almost watery consistency to it. I really enjoyed using this. It was nice for a night moisturizer. It's nice for a day moisturizer. I really like this range from Philosophy. I used up a dry shampoo. This is my favorite dry shampoo. I've been talking about it for years. It is the Polish London Blighty Brunette dry shampoo. Super, super cheap. Full price. I think it's under $5 in Australia, and I usually get a half price sale. I go through it pretty quickly because it's not the most heavy duty dry shampoo at all, but because the amount of color it deposits, this is the brown one, is like perfect, and the amount of powder it deposits is also perfect. I literally just spray it onto my roots and then leave it. I don't actually need to brush it out. So yeah, if you want a really heavy duty dry shampoo, this is not for you. Something like Batiste would work better for you. But if you just want a really sort of light refresh and you don't want to have to worry about then removing a lot of excess powder, this one's super affordable and super great. I've been buying it for years and I love it. Alright, I got a couple of products from my Project Pan. I used up this Marc Jacobs Pink Honey perfume. This is a variant of the honey perfume, which I like more than this. So that's why I wanted to use this up, because I've got a lot of perfumes. A lot of them are getting to the point of, I've had them for a few years, they're going to start going stale, and I love having these kind of bottles on display, so I'm going to keep the bottle, but I don't actually reach for the perfume. So I forced myself to use it. I found this a little bit heavy. It is supposed to be like the honey fragrance, but also with some grapefruit, and that sounds really nice. And when I think first tried this, I was like, oh, that's nice and kind of fresh, but it does have like a heavy element to it, which doesn't really work for me. So I had to, the way I used this up was I had to mix it with another fragrance. So like a spray or two of this and then a spray or two of another one, just to lighten it a little bit. And yeah, so I wouldn't repurchase this. I do prefer the original honey over this, but I don't think it matters anyway because I don't think it's around. I don't think it's been around for a little while. All right, I also used up the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. My particular shade is 3.5. This was a little bit too dark for me, which is why I wanted to use it up while it was sort of summer. This foundation is a strange one. I kind of like it and I kind of don't like it. So the finish and the coverage it gives is really, really great. But on oily skin, it doesn't hold up super well. So it's supposed to be all nighter and it's supposed to last like 24 hours or something. It doesn't. The oil starts to break through and it starts to look very dewy, probably around the 4-hour mark. So for me, this was just a filming foundation. If I wanted to wear a full face of makeup on camera and then I wasn't doing anything for the rest of the day, so if my makeup goes to shit or if I take off my makeup, you know, straight after, this is what I'd go for because it looked really well, looked really good on camera. But in person, and if you want it to last a full working day, or if you wanted to go out and actually use it all night, it didn't work for me. So I wouldn't repurchase it for that reason. I think it would wear better on drier skin types. All right, I used up a serum. This one is by Uemura. It's I think it's a Tsuya Skin Youthful Vita-Glow Activator. This was an interesting, I don't know if you can see, but the packaging's sort of pearlescent and that's sort of what the product looked like. Hopefully I can pick up a little bit. There's not much in here. But I used this instead of a moisturizer in the morning. What I've been finding myself doing is using a serum in the morning and then going over the top with a sunscreen and that's it. Because I find if I have too many layers in the morning, it kind of, yeah, my skin doesn't like it. I can't get any of this out, but this is like a pearlescent sort of milky product. It's like a thick milk. I'm going to see if I can tap some out, but it does have a pearlescent quality to it, so I can understand why it's like an illuminating or Vita-Glow, whatever. And it was a nice product. It felt really nice. It kind of was like this kind of gel consistency, so it was nice and refreshing. Had a nice, beautiful scent. The only thing, so I enjoyed using this. I think it was a nice product to use. It was a nice experience when using it, but I didn't notice it did anything for my skin. So yeah, this only had the immediate feel of it's sort of hydrating my skin while it's on. So it acts as like, I was using it like a day moisturizer. But beyond that, it didn't actually do anything long-term for my skin. So it was a pleasant experience, but I know Uemura products are very, very expensive. Simon actually gave me this one, so I don't know the price of this exactly, but it's probably close to $100, and I didn't see any long-term benefits or even short-term benefits other than it feels nice when I'm putting it on. So I won't repurchase that. In saying that though, there is a lot of good Uemura skincare that I have used. I think the red tubes, they're really good. Once again, expensive, but I notice a difference with that, whereas this one, I didn't see any long-term effects. All right, this product I love. This is the Ambati, what is it? Microdermabrasion Exfoliating Scrub. This was fab. It smells good. It's a very, very dense and very finely milled scrub. So it gives you that gentle sandpaper effect. I know that sounds creepy, but if you love a good exfoliant that's not big chunks that scratch, you want fine, like very, very fine powder that just sort of buffs, this is a great product. Highly recommend, would definitely repurchase. It smells great. I had it in my shower. Oh, it smells so good. I love the scent of their skincare. I love this. I miss this. If I had it in my shower right now, I'd be like, I'm going to have a shower after this, remove this because this is great. Used up a nail polish remover. I really like the Sally Hansen one. Would repurchase, probably have repurchased. I used up a Sally Hansen Mega Shine top coat. This is my favorite top coat if you just want one from like the drugstore, if you just want to go to Chemist Warehouse or Priceline or the supermarket. This is really, really good. You can't see how much product you have left because it's got a silver coating, but I really like this because I do find that not only does it make my nails quite shiny, but it makes my nail polish last like a day or two longer than other just kind of affordable top coats. So I really like this. I've got backups of it, and yeah, I have repurchased. Oh, I've got another little thing from my project pan. This is a little pencil from Rimmel. This was the Kohl Kajal Scandalized waterproof pencil. They used to be all the rage when I started blogging back in the day. It was like, oh my god, these are so amazing, they've added to the line, and then you kind of like memorize the full name of it, Kohl Kajal Scandalized, blah, 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 blah. But this was in the shade bronze, and this is my second one I've used, so I do like these pencils, but I these days prefer the brown one. I think this has been discontinued, at least in Australia. I haven't seen it in the shops for a while, but I really like the formula of these. I just prefer the brown one, because for me this doesn't deposit much color on my eyes. I prefer like a darker waterline color, and the one I'm using today, oh no, I think I'm using a different one, but most days I use the brown one. So I like this range, but I wouldn't repurchase that bronze one. I would buy the brown one. All right, I really liked this. This is a ceramidin body cream by Dr. Jart. I got this in a little mini pack, and I also got it with the hand cream. I also really like that. It's in one of my handbags, I don't know which one. But this is a beautiful body cream. It was very like moisturizing, but it wasn't sticky, it wasn't tacky, and it just was really nice. It was very nourishing. I had this next to my computer. Whenever I had dry hands, I'll just use it. I had some touch-ups of my tattoo about a month ago, and whenever I wanted to like kind of hydrate that, because you have that kind of flaking skin for like a week or two, I used this. So very good product. This is just a mini, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't actually hold off and use this while I was away, because now I kind of want something like this to bring to Adelaide with me. But I think when you buy this, it's a much bigger tube. This is 30 mils, I think. Yeah, 30 mils, but I think like 120 mils, 125 mils is sort of the normal one. All right, I used up some lashes. This was from a brand called, I think it was, I don't remember the name. It's just got an L on it. I think it was like Lust Lashes or something like that. I will put a photo on the screen of what they looked like. This brand was, as far as I'm aware, I don't think they're available anymore. They were a local mink lash range, and they randomly just sent Hayley and I a pair each, and I don't know if they're still around, so I don't know if they survived, but I did use up the lashes. I found that they were quite nice, but the band was very thick, so I only wore them when I had like really thick winged liner on. But I am going to keep this little container actually, because like I said, I'm going to Adelaide next week, and I do want to bring lashes with me, and I like to use half lashes. I'm not wearing any lashes today, but I like to use half lashes, and I thought this would be a really good case just to put a few in there, and keep it in your makeup bag. And maybe even if you had a small lash glue, you could stick the lash glue in there as well. But yeah, I'm keeping this container for travel purposes. The lashes that I usually use, which are Model Rock lashes, they have this like really flimsy packaging they come in, and once you open them you can't really close them properly, so I'm transferring them into this. All right, so that's everything I used up in the last 6 weeks or so. Hopefully that gave some insight into the products that I use on a daily basis, and also some insight into the products that I recommend after using the whole thing. Some people like to recommend products after they used a little bit, and then sometimes you change your mind about products, and you only really have a really good understanding of what you think about a product after you've almost used it up or entirely used it up. But yeah, that's what I thought about these products, and if you enjoyed that, give it a thumbs up. I will put the price of these products on the screen. So that's the amount of products that I used up. If I was to repurchase them, that's how much they roughly cost, and I will keep track of that and then do a final tally at the end of the year. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.